Hello and welcome to Dementia Diaries with Bigway. How was your week? Mine was really beautiful. I had a resident who celebrated 100 years old. Yes, you heard me right, 100. And another couple celebrated 70 years of marriage. Wonderful week it was for me. So today we're going to be talking about early signs of dementia. Don't forget, I told you that dementia is just a general term for memory loss. Now, does that mean that we all have dementia because we forget things? No. Now, my page isn't to scare you. We all forget things and it is very natural. It's part of life to forget things because we cannot remember everything we have done in a whole day. That's a lot. So dementia, like I told you, varies. It varies from one person to the other, and early signs also would vary from one person to the other. In my own case with my mom, hers started with fixation. She was so fixated on certain things, and then she would tell those stories over and over and over. And when she came to me, I didn't understand why a human being permits me to say that I didn't understand why a human being would say the same stories over and over and never get tired. Well, I also remember my children would say to me, "Mom, why are you always upset with Grandma?" I'll say, "Because she talks too much. She says the same things all the time." And it was only my husband at some point who would actually sit down with her and listen, because he is way more patient than I am. Trust me, he's a patient guy. So he would listen, and I really used to wonder if he was really paying attention. And then later on, he would come and tell me, "Oh, your mom said this." I was like, how do you have the energy, to listen to the same thing over and over? So what did I do wrong in my days of ignorance? Of course, I didn't listen. What else? And of course, I tried to shut her down. Like, you say the same things all the time. Oh, let this thing go. Oh, let that thing go. I also remember that my older sister and I even had to go to her reverend. Yes, we had to go to the reverend. We dragged the man all the way from his house to go and speak to my mom that she needed to let go of some things. Well, it's not because she was holding on to those things. It was just that her mind went to those parts of her life and she couldn't let go. So, with my experience working with people with dementia, what are the things that I have learned? They are the right things to do. Redirection. First, before you can redirect someone, you want to listen. So I had to learn to listen. We have to listen. When you listen, try and pay attention to what they're trying to say. Because for someone who is suffering from dementia, they're telling stories of things that impacted them. So pick out the happy ones, pick out the sad ones, and see where you can draw out something from their story that would give us a happy ending. So pick out something that strikes you from their story. Redirect them by asking questions around those things and see or try and listen to what you hear. So for people with dementia, the conversation can go on forever and ever because they really don't know what they have said and what they haven't said. So when you listen and you pick out, give enough time for them to dwell on whatever you have picked out from, because it gives them some kind of satisfaction. It is comforting that somebody is listening to them. And when they talk about things that make them happy, it is comforting. I mean, you would rather stay on things that make you happy than dwell on the things that do not make you happy. Find a good way to end the conversation. And do not forget, the next time you meet with them, they may have the same story to tell you over and over and over again. So what you want to do is, again, listen. That's what makes them happy. So learn to listen. Listen to them. If you want to also pick out a character from their story, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I always say there are no textbook ways, to fix behaviors or to fix people, because sometimes you read things from books and then your experience is completely different. I've listened to lectures and all of that, but everyone's experience is always different. So the stories are always going to be different. What is the story that your loved one is telling you? Pay attention to them. Ask questions around them. Do not shut them down like I did. You don't want to. So I'd like to say thank you for listening. Next week we'll talk about more early signs of dementia. Till then, bye-bye.